daisy chains and sweet champagne, and 2 days alone with you. Not too far from the city by car, or maybe we can make a more romantic trip by train to the country. It's where I want to be with you for the week.
It's working. Good morning, everyone. Say hi to Shadow as she checks out the wheelbarrow. Say good morning, Smokey. It was a frosty morning again. We got beautiful clear skies. Today is the 21st. It is the shortest day of the year. And we've been kind of busy the last week or so. I had a fire in the greenhouse the last couple nights. We're down in the 20s. We've been doing some other things. And we're getting ready to go back to work on this cheese press. Need some more sun. So this is going to be part 3. We had all that rain, and that hole developed for whatever reason. There must have been a tree here at one point in time that decomposed out of the way and left a big hole because we were putzing along with it. Where's the handle? Here's it. And there, I don't know if you can see the difference, but just to see how deep that hole was, I stuck it in up to here. Now it's since collapsed. Oh no, never mind. There you go. That could be a little disconcerting. Sure why that happened. Ugh, look at that. Alright, we'll have to clean that up. So this is some really hard packed clay, folks. And I know some of you may remember me discussing how the water's flowing through here a couple years ago when we first started cutting trees around here and looking at the garden and getting dirts and soils figured out. This clay, once a tree puts its roots down and grows and develops, clay's not something that's just going to automatically collapse down in it. So there were all through the ground here, wherever the trees have rotted, there's a network of underground channels. Where are you running to? For water to flow. So around behind the back of the cabin, up in front and all, we had water that would just percolate out of the ground every time we get heavy rains because it was coming into the ground up the hill and popping out downhill. Kind of interesting. Makes you wonder, is somebody gonna pop her head out here? Hope not. Alright, so today is part, let's see what we got here, part 3, and hopefully it'll be the completion, because all we got left to do is some finishing work. We've been working on it, and when I edited my last video, I left out 2 clips. So in order to kind of get that information in, you're going to go back in time. I'll send you back in time about a week or so to when we had those recorded, and then we'll pick up here. And while you're watching that, I'm going to get this out, and then we'll be back with you in a few clips so that we can catch up with where we've gone with prepping the wood and stuff. And yeah, there you go. Today we should be can we finish it today?
I think we could.
I think we could. So welcome to Heritage Homestead Creations. Go back in time, check out these 2 clips that I did not get edited into the other video.
That's okay.
And we'll be right back with you to finish this up. Alright folks, another gorgeous day. We might get some clouds in tomorrow, but we have plenty of sun on one 375 watt panel that is providing all the energy that we need for what we got going on. I want to do a quick review here as we begin part 3 of where I've gotten to. I don't have a lot of time, maybe another hour, of sun before the shade hits it, and I want to get as much done, but I want to show you where we're gotten to, because we pretty much got our basic shape. So there's the plunger or the press rod, and you can see the one side. So what I did was I ended up sharpening the hole drill, or the hole saw, and got it pretty sharp, and it took out the burn, and I've since sanded that one spot pretty good. And then so I did it, and I cut the holes, and I notched out, and where are the pieces? Here they are. And you see that burn on there? Pretty nasty. But I cut them out with the jigsaw. It did pretty good, but I wanted a truer cut, so I put in a edge cutting straight bit into my router, and then butted it up against the fence very carefully, the router table fence that I've got sitting over there, and then ran it down, and that cleaned it up pretty good. And then I took that out and I put in one of my sanding drums right here, and we had that sitting in here, and I've gone through every one of the slotted holes, and we've gotten it pretty good. So there's the other side. Okay, do have one issue. I erred on, which one is it? This one. So this is one set. Must be, where did I do that at? I boo-booed up pretty good because it was pretty sharp. It must have been, where the heck did I do it? I know I did it on one of these, and I have not cleaned it up yet. It's one of the, no. Where did I do it? I know I did it somewhere. I was so mad at myself. It's got to be, I don't know what the heck, where the heck I did it. It's the big hole. It's the big slot. And I'll show you a tip. Oh, there it is. It's real hard to see here. Let's step out in the light. Now that I've cut out, there you go. Now that I cut it out, it being as sharp as it was really grabby. And I had it, just as I was trying to push the drill through the hole, it grabbed a hold of the top. And because I did not have the center hole in here, I was trying to clean up the burn on it. Oh, there's the burn, the bad burn. And it grabbed a hold of it, and it really just scuffed up the edge on it. And there was another issue I did on this piece, and I got a gouge in it, dummy me, because of the 1-inch bit here. I went to slide it under, and it just scratched, that little tip of that bit just scratched. So what I'm going to do is, because I got whatever thickness I want to on these, because I made my own wood, and I'm going to take the planer, and I'm just going to run it through, and I'm going to skim off just a light bit to clean up that and that, and nobody will ever know the difference. But we're pretty much there. I got the Dados. Where's the piece here? I got the Dados for the top guide piece to sit in like such. You see? So let me set that there. And now let me zoom on out. You can see. There you go. The one thing I have left to cut, and I'm going to wait a bit, is the corners out on here so that this will ride in here. And I was waiting to cut these until I got the corners rounded off. I want to round off these corners before I notch this out right here and here, so it sits in there for a guide until I go ahead and round these corners off. And that way I can not have to worry about chip out or break out. It's just an easier way to go about it. So that's about all I have left to do, is go through and round over everything. except one thing. All right, so I do have to nicely stand and round all of these rounded. So those two, that one, and this one have to get rounded off. So, or excuse me, have to get sanded smooth round. And then we're set to do the round over. I'll run the majority of all of these edges. All of these things will be rounded over nicely. Just to make it nice to touch and feel and hold and put together. And we're almost there. Yeah, we're almost there. I'm very happy with the way these came out. See, that guide will go down there very nicely. And so let me get that done, and then all that will be left is essentially finishing it, and then assembly. Finishing and assembly. So hopefully this is a quick part 3, because I'm pretty much there. I know it looks kind of like a jumble, but you know, it's just the shop I've got here, and that's the way it works. So let me get these sanded here, and here, and here. Then the quarter round run on it, and then we'll look at it just before we finish this thing. So we'll be back in just a minute. All right. Wow, that was crazy for me. I got everything kind of laid out here, and we'll talk about it in a second, but I rushed to get as much done as before we lost the sun, and actually pulled my battery bank down a little bit more than I'd like to, but it is what it is. So let's do a quick review and call this the end of part 2. I've already gone ahead and picked up and put up everything, and I've got everything laid out here on the table so that you can see what we've accomplished. And in my hurriedness, which wasn't a very grand thing to do, I made a few errors because I was just going along and doing instead of thinking, and that happens, and it's okay. And then there was a couple things I left off, so I went and did most all of the roundovers, which actually looks pretty good. There's the notches that you hang your weights on. Our little push rod will go down there. That's a nice snug fit. I really like it. Push rods turned out really well. I'll have to sand it really good to clean up some of the overcut from the roundover bit on this set. So here over is one, and then there over is the other. On this one, I forgot to get this one. I missed it, so I didn't round it over, and I did not round over this one. So this will go in here like that, nice and tight and snug. Help guide it really well. And I should have rounded that over, so I got that one to round over, that one to round over, and this one I did the round over, but I missed the inside of this one. And then on this one, I got so crazy. Hello, Shadow. Hello, Midnight. And Smokey's over there. I got so crazy, I rounded over the ends that sit in the dado, where they're supposed to be nice and square, like you see here, so that they sit in the dado nice and flat right there. Let's get the lighting right. So it should sit like that. Well, in all reality, it isn't going to matter. If I can get these screws in there, drilled in the side so that, let's see, we'll get that on there like that. It'll sit fine. And considering I want to be able to ship this thing, if I'm going to build some of these, all this rounded smooth stuff will be just fine. And once these two pieces get right there and right there, get screwed down like that. Actually, this will go like that. That'll be strong because they'll be screwed in really well back here. Right? So I'm not that worried about it, although I should have slowed down, but that sun going down kind of pushed me a little bit more than I should have. It's very short days here in the sun when you're on solar. I still have to notch out these corners right here so that it will ride in that slot. So I waited on this so that I could get it nearly completely done, so I could check my marks, and these marks aren't exactly on, so it's a good thing I did that. Otherwise they're pretty good. So there's a couple minor things that I need to do, but everything is looking spectacular. I'm happy with it, even though I've done a few oopsies. Normally nobody would ever know that because I wouldn't have told you, but be honest, nobody's perfect, and just things to think about when you do this. Slow down whenever you have a chance. What else do we have to say? Everything's pretty good. I covered all the things. Oh, and the two pieces I was showing you, like this one right here, where it had a little bit of a dig in it. I ran it through the planer and cleaned that one off, and I think it was this one right here. Yeah, it was this one right here that had those scratches on it from where I boogered it up. I ran it through the planer and took like a 64th off of it just to clean it up, and it looks really good. So what's left is for me to do the last little bit of roundovers. So that hole, and that hole, we'll get them all, and notch out these two pieces here. We'll get that. And then a substantial amount of sanding. I'll do a lot of sanding to smooth it out. I want these things just so soft to the touch and comfy to work with. We're going to get that done. And once we do, I think we'll be in really good shape to throw a solid coat of poly on it. I want to poly these up real good, especially our pressing board where the cheese will sit here and there, and we'll get it polyed good. I've kind of trashed the idea of putting a little groove around here for catching the way. I think if we just poly the heck out of the thing. I mean, it's not like this is a cutting board or something where you're going to be digging into it. We want to keep or have the ability to give it a good rinse off and wipe down with a dish sponge or towel or something to clean off the way so it don't get stinky. And there you go. Tell me what you think. Any thoughts? Anything you want to say? Let me know what you think, and we'll call this good for part two. And we got one more, part 3, where we'll finish up the sanding, the notching, the rounding, and do an assembly on it, an initial assembly on it, and then we'll pull everything apart and give it everything a really nice coat of polyurethane, so that it's each piece is individually protected on all edges and all surfaces from potential absorption of liquids like whey or something like that. So wonderful stuff. Say goodbye. We'll catch you again on part 3, and we'll talk to you and see you there. Bye bye. Got enough?
Maybe, I don't know.
There's a pile of them there. Alright, it's about lunchtime. I'm getting ready to break. We have gone through and finished drilling all the holes. Ooh, I got to put the countersink on that one. So the bolts will go through. This is kind of cool. It goes through there. Boom. I need to go to the store and pick up some wing nuts for that side. And here's the other bolt right here for this one to go through there and there, and that will go through there. So we're getting there. We're almost done. T has got Everything's sanded, and I've finished all the roundovers that I missed. I already assembled this one with the two sides and the guides in there. So we've pre-drilled them, had them screwed together. I've taken apart because she needed to sand this a little bit more. I still have some holes to drill down here, like those two up there, that hold the upper brace in. Pretty much there. I see a nice little countersink bit. Sets these screws down in there very nicely. So that'll go on the bottom. This one's screwed. Not screwed in, but it's pre-drilled. Ready to go. So everything's pretty much there. We've been sanding. She's been double checking and sanding here and there. And we're getting set up and ready so that we can start polying. And let's take a walk over here. So she's going to set a table up here. It's kind of cool out here. I think the high is supposed to only get around 50. So she's going to set the table up here. This area right here in front of the cabin with all the sun on it, the little bit more radiational heat from the deck and the house. So I put the bases over here, and I'm just going to direct glue them on. Well, hello, Mittens. Did you have your nice jaunt? We saw her on up the road there. But there's a little more heat here, like I said, so we're going to let these sit in. Hey, you want to say hello? Hello. Mittens doesn't normally join the videos. Normally it's Shadow. Anyway, she's going to have the stuff set up there for a good coat of poly. Waiting on those to dry, and we'll poly them. And we're pretty much there. So I think what we're going to do is take a lunch here and get everything polyed up throughout the rest of the afternoon. And I think we're going to finish these pretty quickly here. I've got to put a countersink on that, but that looks good. It's fine. It's fine. All good. That's good. Good. Everything's done. Pieces are all made. And the only thing I haven't done is drilled the holes and for the screws and countersunk them like these for the base, to mount it to the base. And I think we'll do that. Maybe do that a little bit later. So I'm ready to start saying polyurethane on everything, folks. Yeah, so it's been about 2-3 hours of running generator, running the sanders, running the belt sanders, finishing all the roundovers. So this is a little press foot. Goes on. Got to mark and drill this one. Haven't done that one yet. But anyway, we're pretty much there, folks. I think we're doing pretty good. We got the hardware, save the wing nuts. We'll have to go pick up some wing nuts. I don't know if we'll do that today or not, because I want to get all these polyed. So we may not leave. It might be tomorrow or whatever. But anyway, we'll be back, and hopefully when we get back, they're polyed, they're dry, and we have assembled so that you can see the end results of.
That's the goal.
Yep. Be done with it. We got Christmas coming up, and one of these has to be delivered before Christmas, so we're getting it. All right, back in a bit. All right, folks. T's got all the pieces laid out here. She's getting ready to put a nice coat of Keep It Clean on it. Get some Keep It Clean on there. And so we got the two sets here. Of course, I've got the two bases sitting there drying. So we're going to eat lunch while they're drying. Give them a little more time to actually dry. And then she'll come out here and put a coat on each side. We'll flip them and put another coat on there. But I got a question for you. So you can see the results of where we've gotten so far. I know what you can see if you go online and you do a quick search for Dutch style cheese press. Okay, and you can see the ones that you can purchase. Of course, the one that I showed you the picture of this with, and you can see the prices on it. So we got two of them here. One is going to be for us to keep, and one is a Christmas present for somebody who's going to be making cheese locally, goat cheese. And my question for you is this: between now and when you see it, because we'll get it polished and we'll show you here at the end of the video what they look like assembled and put together and everything's done. You'll see the completed one here shortly. I want you to tell me what you think these things could or should sell for. I want you to leave a comment in the comment section and tell me how much. Now, set aside that, dollars dying, prices are going to go up, and that price could change. But right now, at today's dollars, with what's out there, with the quality of work that I've got, the fact that all of this is beautiful quarter sawn. So you're seeing all the flecking in it, and when we get the poly in it, boy, this is really going to stand out. All the red oak character is going to really stand out, and it's going to be beautiful. So tell me your thoughts, folks. You see how long it's taken us to build this. You see about the amount of hours. You see the quality, the high-end quality of wood that's being used. And you'll see here shortly what it's going to look like once we get these all put together and assembled. And I want you to tell me, if we go to sell them, what kind of number should we put on it? You tell me. Alrighty, tea has gone through and given a coat to either side. Now we're just waiting for the last bit of it. Oh, shadows in the shadow. Just waiting for the last bit of it to dry up real good. I think we're pretty much there. So looking good. And then we'll do assembly here in just a second. Let's let this tackiness kind of dry up. Yeah, it's still tacky. We'll let it dry up a little bit more. Alright, folks, we're running out of light. Had some visitors, but we've been out here assembling.
Got a booger on it.
A what? Huh? What?
It's got a booger
On the thread.
on the thread.
Yeah. I had to run up the store. I went ahead and run up and got some
There
wing nuts.
we go.
And we just did assembly of both of these. Let's get these drawing sticks out of here. So I got screws, liquid refreshments, and table's warped as the dickens. And
For how long?
yeah, well, look at all the work we've done on it, all the paint and stuff that's over here. Alright, let's get this out of the way so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Alright, here we go. Need some sort of epic montage or something. I'm not going to go through all that. What's epic? What's epic? Look at that follower board. Keeping that thing straight in the press over top of the cheese. The little press disc centered nicely. Big screws can be disassembled for packing and shipping. Couple quick bolts. We're talking. She's like, well, how do we put a? You don't need a washer here because it's not like you're going to be tightening it. Washers are good for distributing pressure when you're tightening down, but you don't need to tighten it. This is just sitting in here. The pressure is on the inside of the hole. And alright, so one load of pressure. This is 2 times, so you got 2 times the distance, which is a little close to the face there, but it will be okay. 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4, based on distance from your distance from your pivot point along your lever arm and down your lever. So you'd hang different weights on this to push on it. And obviously it will require, walk over here carefully, different locations in different holes. Now this one was really snug. I might have to take and sand that a little bit. You can see it real sand. Uh-oh! I got a phone call to get. So let's wrap this up. What do you think, folks? Two absolutely gorgeous cheese presses. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, I gotta call my buddy back. Let's wrap this up and say,
See y'all later.
see y'all later.